It's now time for NRG This Week. NRG stands for Network Referral Group. To learn more about NRG, go to their website, NRG.Online. It's now time for another episode of NRG This Week.
Hey everybody, Leon Thomas and Mike Weiner. You're here for NRG This Week. Hi Mike, how are you?
Hey Leon, I am doing super groovy. How are you today?
I am great. I am great. Mike, you got a haircut.
I did. I told them military, and they finally got it right. This one lady just cut it right because what happens, it grows so fast up front. So I'm on too many Zooms to be dealing with that. So they got it right. I've been working on losing weight for the wedding. I lost 2 pounds with the hair. The
Wait,
rest is coming off the
time
belt.
out, time out. Wait. What does being on Zooms have to do with long hair, short hair, military cut? Fill me in. Maybe I missed something here, Mike.
It's NTFH, no time for haircuts. So the shorter I
Ah,
get it,
no time
it
for
stretches it out to 8 weeks, 9 weeks instead of 6 weeks.
no time for haircuts.
NTFH.
NTFH. NTFH. So now
The
I
new
know
one, huh?
that's a new one. Here it is. It's live in the production studio already.
Wow.
NTFH. That's what that stands for. Now take a look at this. I'll give you another look.
Yours is really short.
It's like right here in the middle. It just doesn't grow. Right? And I have, as you know, I have a neck injury, so I can't shave it myself. It hurts just to put my arm up here. And when we bring our guest on, I'll show her something very unique about Leon's arms and everything. I cannot shave my head, so I have to go to a barber to get them to do it. But I can't go to a barber every day because I just don't have the money to pay a barber every day to shave my head. I just can't do it. I don't have the cash. So wow, that's a long way of saying hello, Mike. How you doing? But anyway, Mike, what's happening with NRG? We have some big things happening this week. Tell us about it.
We got one big event. We got the 2025 NRG Spring Extravaganza. Friday. It's in 46 hours, actually less than 46 hours. It is Friday, March 21st. It's 1 to 4 Eastern. We have a keynote speaker, Kiki Clark. It's going to talk about how to be the best version of you. We've got corporate sponsors. We've got breakout rooms. We've got all kinds of announcements. If you've never been to NRG, this is the best time to do it. You can jump on my Zoom. I'm going to put my Zoom out there. It's 367 333 9689, and there's no password. It's 1 to 4. Come on out. It's going to be a great time. See what NRG is about. See how we put law of attraction together with networking. And Leon, we had a great day yesterday. 3 new members came in, so things are flying, and we got a great guest we're going to talk about in a minute. But come to the extravaganza; it's going to be amazing. We got other stuff, Leon, but that's really what I want to focus on for the next 45 hours, 55 minutes, and 3 seconds.
The NRG Extravaganza. Now, folks, if you've never used a Zoom code, you go to zoom.us, and up at the top it says enter the meeting code or meeting ID. That's the number. That's when you put in that 367-333-9689. You just put it in right there, and it'll bring you right on in. If you've never been to an extravaganza, you want to attend them. Mike, I remember going to an extravaganza at the Roots Chris in Pikesville, an in-person extravaganza. Remember that
Wow.
time I had to quiet the room? Remember?
Yeah, I couldn't get the room quiet, so I brought you over, and you're a little more boisterous than me. And within 3 seconds, the room was silent. You could hear a pin drop. Oh, there's something I forgot. Extravaganza. One of our newest lifetime member, the Leon Thomas group. Leon, you might have heard of this guy.
I
Leon
kind of
Thomas.
a tall,
He's
short guy.
going.
Yeah.
He's pretty handsome, almost as handsome as me. Pretty handsome. A little more hair here, about the same that I have up here. But he's going to be speaking as one of our lifetime members. So you don't want to miss this guy, Leon. He's pretty funny. He's pretty charismatic. I've known him for a minute and a half, 25 years. So you go and get that bowling pin. Oh my God. Not that Leon Thomas. That would scare him away.
How about this one? Should I play this on Friday?
Only if you're going to do the theme to Rocky.
No, not that. Not that.
We have a member that's working on the NRG fight song. We might have our own song soon. One of our members is working on that. Hopefully, she's going to sing that. She's got my kind of eccentricism. She's eccentric. Eccentricism. I think that's a new word too.
I think
Wiener's Dictionary. It's right
every
next to
week on
Webster.
NRG, we make up a new word. What was that one called?
Eccentricism. It's the act of being eccentric. Eccentricism. I don't think that's in the other dictionary, not Wiener dictionary. Uh, ex- I, I don't think that's spelled right. I think the
The,
C is two S's. I
the
think
C is
I
two
need my
S's.
mama to help me out.
We'll
She
go
used to
with
get me
C's
really
is
ready
two
for
S's.
those.
We'll just go with it. Well, there it is, right there.
Nah, let's just roll with it.
We'll just go with
Eccentricism.
it.
It's the act of being eccentric. It should be a word in every dictionary. Right?
All right. Folks, listen, if you want to learn more about Network Referral Group, go to NRG.Online, or you can give Mike a call, shoot him a text. His phone number is 443-756-9656. I've known Mike for a couple of minutes, which equals more than 25 years. And I'm telling you, NRG is one of the best investments you can make in your business. You want to learn more about NRG. If you want to just contact me directly and say, "Hey, Leon, tell me the real skinny on NRG," no problem. I'll do that. You email me, Leon at the leonthomasgroup.com. I'll tell you about the first time Mike and I met and how 2 hours after meeting, I closed a $275,000 deal in the hotel business. So you want to know
I
more,
remember that.
contact me. I'll tell you all about it. Mike, who's our guest today?
Oh my gosh, Leon, I've been doing this 25 years, and every once in a while, someone comes in that just lights it up. And Dr. Roz and I met. She came to the Atlanta group, was invited in by Donna Sylvester, and we talked after the Zoom. She joined immediately. Her numbers with NRG are astounding. She is a woman of vision. I'm going to get to meet her here in a couple of weeks. We're heading down the coast, but she is absolutely amazing, Leon, and she's spreading love around this country, which, the dysfunctional society that we're in. I'm all about law of attraction. So Dr. Roz and I resonated right away. So we're bringing her on the Studio 54, as I like to say, to bring disco music back. Dr. Roz, it's great to have you here. Welcome.
I am so delighted to be with y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was enjoying the comedy show even from backstage. So thanks for letting me jump in with you two.
We're here all week. Don't eat the veal. Don't eat the veal, but we're here. We're here.
Listen, let me tell you, I make time for my haircuts now. So I'm not subscribing to that, NTFH. No, we got to get our hair done.
Mike, she's not going for it.
She's using my acronyms too, NTFH.
Yeah.
Dr. Roz, I love you before the Zoom or the StreamYard, and I love you even more now. So you're getting more brownie points. It's amazing.
And Dr. Roz, have you heard of this word before? Eccentric. I can't even pronounce it. Eccentricism. Mike, how do you say that?
Eccentricism.
Yeah, have you heard of that before?
Yes. Because people that would say your mission is what? Your ideal customer is who? Anybody with a heartbeat? That's eccentric. Yeah, I'm all about some eccentricism. Absolutely.
All about. Can you use it in a sentence? I'm all about some
All about
eccentricism.
some eccentricism as defined by Mike Weiner. Yes. It really, what sets you apart? So oftentimes people are saying, I want to do what everybody else is doing. And eccentrics are the ones who are saying, I don't even see a box. I don't think outside the box. There is no box. There are no boundaries. There are no, again, from my perspective, eccentrics would say there's no people who are outside the group. Everybody's invited, everybody's welcome. That's a minority point of view.
It's interesting you brought up the box analogy, right? I've worked with companies, for companies where they say, I want out of the box thinkers. And right in the interview, during the interview, the candidate says something that's out of the box, and
Mhm.
those making the hiring decision say, oh, they won't fit in. Like,
Not a-
what? Wait a minute. You said you wanted someone out of the box,
That's
and
right.
they're out of the box, and you're not even giving them a second interview.
That's
You're saying no, right?
yes.
Yeah, but we want out of the box thinkers. And it's someone to work with me once. They said, yeah, you want out of the box thinkers as long as I think out of my box and into yours,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Mhm.
Yeah, that's what that was. So anyway, so tell us, here's this is my new favorite question. And it originated from Dr. Michael Zollicoffer, who I host a show with called Wake Up Baltimore, where we
Okay.
talk about all positive, good things happening in the city of Baltimore. Mike has been a guest on that show. And Dr. Z is now receiving national publicity for the work that he's done for years, 40 years, free healthcare. Anyone that comes to him and says, I'm sick, I need to see a doctor. If you
Wow.
have insurance, of course, he takes your insurance card and runs the card and gets payment from them. But for anyone that doesn't have insurance, or they present a card that's outdated or whatever, he doesn't say the card's no good, get out. He sees you. You don't have money, not a problem. See, he's been doing this for 40 years. Well, people are starting to pay attention to him now. He's been on 2 national news shows and all of that stuff, right? So good things are happening. So the question now that I've rephrased the tell me about you
Mhm.
to tell me what you do. Tell me what you do. And there's so many angles on that, right? There's what do you do for a living? There's here's what I do and why,
Yeah.
right? There's here's what I do and here's how it helps society, right?
Right.
Here's how it helps others, right?
Right.
There's so many spokes on that wheel. Instead of what do you do for a living, I now say, tell me what you do. So Dr. Roz, tell us, what do you do?
Ultimately, what I do is I wake up every day and I say, how is it that I can move my mission forward? And my mission is teaching 8 billion people to love 8 billion people. And I do that one heart at a time.
One heart at a time. So how do you reach 8 billion people? Tell me, what do you do? How are you going to reach 8 billion people other than knowing Mike?
Well,
Other than
exactly.
knowing Mike.
Exactly. That's the answer, Leon. You just took my answer. I in the last week, I have met with two gentlemen that I met through NRG. Both of them have access to millions of ideal customers for me. So Love Revolution is the name of my company. And Martin Luther King says a social movement that moves merely people is a revolt, but a social movement that transforms, and I add caterpillar to butterfly, a social movement that transforms people and institutions is a revolution. My company is Love Revolution, and love is revolutionary because there are all these people out here who are saying, we're trying really hard to make hate work. We're trying really hard to make violence work. We've tried really, really hard to make divisiveness work. And let's figure out how we can divide people. And Love Revolution says, let's bring everybody together. And so that's how I'm going to do it, Leon, is through Mike and all of his contacts. And, when somebody says, what is the ROI for NRG? For me, I have already had over 100 warm referrals. I mean, these are people who, each one of us is given 168 hours a week. That's what we're given. And I'm meeting with people who are willing to give up 30 minutes of their 168 hours this week to spend some time with me. That's a great ROI. And then, if folks decide to say, yes, I want to know more about Debt-Free Degree, or I want to know more about Leading with Love, or even I'd like to know more about your work at the King Center and how I can get connected there. We have those conversations. But when someone is willing to give you their time, how beautiful is that? And so it's being able to figure out how I can get in front of groups of people to say, let's get this message out there. And I had zero intention of joining NRG. I don't know if you know that about me, Leon. So as you can imagine, I rarely meet a stranger. I rarely meet somebody that I don't have some type of rapport with. It is exceptionally rare that I meet somebody like when Mike and I just met, and it feels like I've known him as long as you've known him, Leon. I will say I'm in 2 other networking groups, and I thought I don't really need more networking, and so I'm going to attend. I'm sure it's going to be a lovely meeting, and then go about my way, which I do for a lot of different networkings. When Mike opened his mouth and said, we base NRG on the law of attraction, I was like, this is different. And then to watch everybody there, it's not transactional at all. It is so rooted in love. Everybody is cheering on everybody. And that's the interconnection piece. That's the understanding that when Mike wins and when Leon wins, Elizabeth wins. And again, going back to Dr. King, he says that I absolutely can't be all that I am to be until you, Leon, and you, Mike, and you other 8 billion people are all you are ought to be, and vice versa. And there are people living in their lowest form of vibration. There are people living well below their highest selves, their highest calling. And so if we can get people called up, I'm not about calling people out. I'm certainly not about canceling people, but calling up. What does that mean to step into it? And Mike steps into it every day. And Leon, in this 20 minutes that I've known you, I bet you step into it every single day. What is your calling, and what is the best way for you to make the planet a better place?
Yeah. See, when I asked, tell me what you do, right? You covered all of those spokes, right? And the one that is to me the most important is, what are you doing to help others?
Yeah.
Right. And when we say help others, there's so many ways that to use one of the in business terms now, that's so many ways that looks, right? How we can help others. How can we help others understand their value? How can we help others get to where they want to go? How can we get folks to understand that you can receive an education and be debt free
Yes.
in
Yep.
doing it, right?
Yes.
So that once you obtain that degree, certification, whatever it is, that you can enjoy, the financial rewards and not have to worry, and then you can pass it on and help others, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what you can do. So there's so many things we can do. And I run a racquetball program in Baltimore. Mike hasn't come to play racquetball yet, by the way.
Not yet.
Although he's involved because his fiance tutors one of the students in our program. So again, what can we do to help others? What can we do? So Dr. Roz, here's what we're doing. We're going to take a quick break for some commercials that our students and interns have put together, and then after that we'll come back. I'm going to ask you one more question about how you met Mike, and then you all will go ahead and talk for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Folks, you're watching NRG This Week with our guest, Dr. Roz. I'm Leon Thomas with NRG founder and president Mike Weiner. We'll be right back after these short messages.
NRG Extravaganza, take 1 in 3, 2, 1.
Don't miss the Spring NRG Extravaganza. It's happening Friday, March 21st from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. This power-packed networking event features a dynamic keynote speaker, top corporate sponsors, and interactive breakout rooms, all designed to help you connect, collaborate, and grow your business. And the best part, It's free. So mark your calendar. Friday, March 21st from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern. Register now at NRG.Online. We'll see you at the NRG Extravaganza.
At Rod's Car Repairs, we work on all cars, old cars, new cars, and your car. Car Repairs by Rod.io.
Baked by Brianna has been your Baltimore hometown bakery since 1969. Located in Roxton Plaza, Baked by Brianna. Visit bakedbybrianna.io.
From the creative team that brought you The Browning Project and Dead by Morning comes a new thriller that will change the way you look at white-collar crime forever. Falling from the Sky.
Water. It's everywhere. We drink it, we bathe with it, we cook with it. Coffee's made with water. Toilets won't flush without it. It's used for washing clothes, dishes, utensils, pots, pans, floors, and our teeth. Plants and crops need water, animals drink it, and fish need it too. And don't forget, we can have a lot of fun in the water. Water. What would we do without it?
Welcome back to NRG This Week. I'm co-host Leon Thomas with founder and president of NRG, Mike Weiner, and our guest for today, Dr. Roz Elizabeth Rosner. Dr. Roz, thanks for being with us, and let's continue the conversation. So one of the things you said before we went on break was that before you attended the NRG meeting, you said something like, I'm sure it'll be a lovely meeting, and you went anyway. But tell us again now, how did you get connected with NRG? And if someone was considering attending a meeting or even joining the organization, what would you say to them?
So I met Mike through my dear friend Donna Sylvester. She and I have known each other probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now. She is a love bug. I adore her. Donna and I just really, really connected. And Donna has this beautiful way of inviting me into opportunities. And so again, I knew because Donna was making a way that it would be a lovely meeting. And because of what Donna had shared, this is the beauty of NRG. Because Donna had shared a little bit with Mike about what I did, then I already had a referral before I ever attended my first meeting. So I get this text from somebody and it says, hey, I got your name and number from Mike of NRG. And in my mind, I'm thinking, who is Mike? What is NRG? I had no idea. And then I remembered, oh, Donna connected me with this gentleman. She connected me in January, and January is, obviously King holiday month. And, when we have a lot going on at the King Center, and I am one of the certified trainers for the King Center there. And so I said to Mike, I can't attend a meeting until the end of January. Meanwhile, he's already connected me with this one person. She and I jumped on a call. We exchanged books. We've done a collaboration already. She also, does work with youth. And so she's talking to them about debt-free degree. I'm talking to my folks about what she does. All of that magic happened before my first meeting. Wow. So then I attend the meeting. And again, I knew it was going to be lovely because Donna isn't a part of anything that's not fabulous. And so I just thought that my networking pipeline was full enough. And full enough is quite different than full to overflowing all day long, every day. And it is literally like drinking out of a fire hose. When Mike tells you, I will give you 30 warm referrals the day that you sign up and say yes. Within 24 hours, I probably had 35, maybe almost 40, just in that first 4 or 5 days, because I was attending a meeting and people were getting to know me. Sweet Norm Wasserman was on that first meeting, and I think he saw my name, which was my website, drroz.love. He started calling me Dr. Love. And then I met with somebody and they said, I think you need to get that straightened, because are you Elizabeth? Are you Dr. Roz? Or are you Dr. Love? I said, you know what? In NRG, I am all three, and I'm fine with all three, and people will know me as Dr. Love, and that's great. I literally had somebody, a guest, attend this week, and she texted me and she's laughing. She said, I just heard somebody refer to you as Dr. Love for the first time ever. She does it. She knows me. She and I have known each other for years too. So, I would say definitely say yes to coming to your very first meeting. Definitely say yes to the extravaganza. It's going to be 3 hours of just power-packed speaking and networking. If you want to join a group that's transactional, that's all about, let's just figure out how we can just exchange business cards, and let's just figure out how we can, everybody just, take these tiny little dregs of whatever's going on, this is not the group for you. If you want to grow your business, if you want to help others grow, if you understand both the law of attraction and the vibration of love, then this is the place for you. Your business will grow exponentially being a part of NRG.
Right on. That's good stuff there. Great deal. I'm going to step away, and you and Mike go ahead and talk for a bit. And then when Mike calls me back in the studio 54, I'll come dancing in with the back scratcher and all.
Great, Leon. Thank you.
All right. So, hi, Dr. Roz, I'm super excited to have you here. My voice is going in and out a little bit. When you and I met, it was the vibration. I've been doing this for 25 years, 2 months, 16 days, 15 seconds. When you and I met, when we did the follow-up, there was such a high vibration, and I don't get that often. So I found an immediate connection. I think you felt that. You jumped in, you joined. I love what you're doing. The world is dysfunction, but we've got law of attraction.
Yes.
To me, it's important to me as the CEO and founder to keep a safe haven. A place where people can come and grow and build their business and build friendships along the way. What's your backstory? You've got this beautiful vision. There's always a backstory. What made you or encouraged you to get motivated to do your mission, your calling? You're a true visionary. And for the folks that are watching this, I just asked Dr. Roz to do a testimonial at the extravaganza. So you need to be there just for that alone and everything else we got. But what's the backstory? Take 2 minutes. I've got a couple of questions we're going to go through, but I'd like you to share with our viewers, what's the backstory? What motivated you for you to spread your calling of love?
So when I was 5, I went to summer camp, and I was born in 1970. And so in 1975 at summer camp, we had shrinky dinks. And I don't know if y'all know what a shrinky dink is, but it's a big piece of plastic, and you would write on it or draw on it or whatever. And then they would put it like in a heat source, and it would shrink it down, and it'd make it really a hard plastic. And at 5 years old, I wrote, God is love. Then next line, love is God, to Mom and Dad and Catherine, who is my sister, from Elizabeth. I knew at the age of 5 that love was going to be a part of my life. I knew that was part of what I was going to share. Now, just like everybody else, the world kind of stepped in. There are some really tragic parts of my story. There are things that have happened to me that are really, really, really tough to talk about. If this were a book or this were, an article, it would say trigger warning ahead of some of those. And then the world also kind of came in and said, oh, love is stupid. Love is mamby-pamby. Love is weak. You don't get anywhere doing that. It is a dog-eat-dog world. You must be independent. You got to throw elbows, and you got to take all you can get. And the best way that you can do what you need to do is go get as much education as you can and be somebody else's grand, stellar employee. And so that's what I did, Mike. That's exactly what I did. I got my PhD. So I have 3 degrees, including my PhD. And I only took $1,000 in loans because my family said we do not go into debt for education, which is not the message that others are hearing. And so in 2018 is when I encountered the King Center and Nonviolence. And listening to them teach to me for the very first time about Martin Luther King's philosophy of nonviolence, sitting at the King Center in April of 2018, I heard my higher power say, Elizabeth, you will spend the rest of your days teaching nonviolence around the world. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know exactly what that meant. I just knew that nonviolence, which is a love-centered philosophy, was exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my days. And y'all can see my Martin Luther King books. I study Dr. King an hour a day, every single day. That's 4% of our day. That's all an hour is. So I ask my students, where are you putting your hour every single day? Meanwhile, my higher power said, it's time to retire from higher ed and we're going to be an entrepreneur. Well, I had been somebody's employee for 35 plus years. So I thought, okay, it's going to be so easy. I know everything about, college and college consulting and debt-free degree and all that. I'll just do debt-free degree. It'll be so easy. Yes, I've got all this college knowledge. I didn't have any business knowledge whatsoever. And so I've heard people say that entrepreneurship is the greatest personal development program you'll ever go through. And that's, Mike, where I started walking in my calling. But it's taken countless people to say to me, Elizabeth, keep taking the next step. Keep saying yes. There are times very early on, Mike, that I just was like, let me just go back to being somebody else's employee. It's just so much easier. And then I got my footing and debt-free degree took off, and leading with love was a surprise. Somebody asked for that. I didn't come up with that to offer that. Somebody asked for that. And that has also been beautiful. And so that's how I am here today.
That's awesome. You know what? 5 years old. Love is God. God is love. I mean, you were a visionary at 60 months living here on Earth, 5 years. I mean, that's amazing. There's a lot of mental health issues out there. A lot of folks suffer from mental health and depression and things like that. What is one tip? There's a lot of people watching this today, and this is recorded. We have a YouTube channel that the Leon Thomas Group produced for us, and we got to get you into the studio with Leon and do some videos for the university. What is one tip you could give? Because you're heart-centered, you're love-centered, you're an amazing person. I just adore and love you, and we've known each other a short time. What's one tip you could give someone when they wake up in the morning or they go to bed? I do, I have the gratitude journal I talk about, but what's one tip you could give? Take 2 minutes. I have 1 or 2 more questions and we're going to wrap. But what is one thing people can do to get more love into their life?
I would say that commit to leading with love, commit to being love-centered. It's very, very, very cognitive. So you don't decide based on a condition, do I love you or not? And you look into the eyes of every single person you encounter, including in the mirror. Because when I say love stands for letting others voluntarily evolve and letting ourselves voluntarily evolve. So when you look in your eyes, when you look in the eyes of any other human, they have a heartbeat, they have dignity. You decide, I love them. That does not mean that you like them. It does not mean that you like their behaviors. It does not mean that you stand there and accept any kind of abuse. It does mean that you do not decide that they're in or they're out. And if you can begin at the grocery store, like in my Leading with Love, one of the questions that I often ask is, what's your favorite restaurant and who is your favorite server? And I cannot tell you how many times, Mike, that nobody knows their favorite server.
That's amazing. That's amazing. No. I'm gonna ask you one more question. My favorite. I was gonna ask you the NRG testimonial, but I think Leon covered it. You did an eloquent job explaining that. I'm gonna 2 more minutes and then we're gonna wrap. What question have I not asked you that you would like to express to the viewers? What is about what you do for a living, for a calling, for a mission, for just a global. It's great. Take 2 minutes, talk about something that neither Leon or I asked you that you would like to really kind of be like your last, the last final message, and then we'll bring Leon back here in 2 minutes.
I would say it is understanding that we're all interconnected. There is this constant theme that says we're all independent. We did it all on our own. We pick ourselves up by our own bootstraps. We don't need anybody. And all of that is such a lie. And all of that is really causing some of this division. When in actuality, if we understood that what happens to Mike and what happens to Leon in Maryland is directly impacting Elizabeth in Georgia, it's also impacting our brothers and sisters in Palestine, our brothers and sisters in Israel, our brothers and sisters in Liberia, like understanding how we are all interconnected and really looking at how we can make everything better. I think so much of the time we put our head down and we say, I'm going to vote for a particular, whatever policy or whatever that only impacts me positively. And I don't care if it impacts other people negatively. When we understand that if we stand for something happening negatively to somebody else, it's actually happening to us, we will transform the world.
There was a song, and I don't know if either one of you remember. I think it was called "Why Can't We All Just Get Along?" And I think it was in the '70s. Leon, you know me with the music buff. I usually know the songs, but there was a song like that. And Dr. S, I'm so proud of NRG because we're the world melting pot. Different colors, different religions, different sects. It doesn't matter. If you've got a desire to grow your business, I'm here to help you. So Dr. Raz, it's been an amazing pleasure. I'm blown away by the story of you at 5 years old.
Thank
5 years old, being a visionary. Leon, people are thinking about what slides they're going to go down or what sandbox they're going to be in. And here's someone that at 5, God is love, love is God. I mean, what a beautiful visionary. It's been great having you here. And I'm going to turn you back over to my friend of 1.5 minutes, AKA 25 years plus, Leon Thomas.
Thank you, Monty.
Dr. Raj, that question you say you ask folks about their favorite restaurant and server?
Yes.
Right? Go ahead and ask me. Go ahead.
Leon, what is your favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant is Costas Inn, Costas in Dundalk, Maryland. Outstanding seafood and steamed crabs. I live 35 minutes from there.
Wow.
And when I want steamed crabs, I'm going
There you go.
to Costas.
So I'm curious, Leon, who is your favorite server there?
Here. My favorite server is Chuck.
Honey, okay, let me say I've never had anybody give me the table number before. So, okay,
Table 25.
Leon, gold star for you, sir. Gold star for you. I'm allergic to crab. I'm allergic to shellfish, but I love those Old Bay chips. Those I forgot what is it. Harris, HERRS.
You like the Utz? Please, you want the Utz over the Hearst. Definitely, you want the Utz.
Thank you. The Old Bay.
There's more love in the Utz than there are in the Hearst. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but I love the Old Bay chips, and so. But the fact that you have a table number, sir, you're leading with love every single day, Leon. Every single day, you go to your barber and you say, "Hey, will you touch this up?" Then you're sending love to that person. I bet your barber's name. It's just a matter of seeing people. When I go into the grocery store, they're always, wearing their name tag, and I'll say thank you and call them by name. Thank you for checking out my groceries or whatever. And sometimes they're just so surprised because I'm sure they work an 8-hour shift and nobody has ever called them by name. That's the name that we are known by.
Right.
And nobody's name.
And here's the thing with Chuck. He works in the same restaurant as the other 8-9 servers do. So he just gets the same food, same table, same drink, same everything, right?
Yes.
But it's the way he personalized our first experience with him, the way he led in with some great opening banter, the way when I spilled my soda, my Sprite, he says, "Man, you're not driving tonight, are you? You can't even hold on to a soda," and just his complete care,
Yes.
right? He stood there and had conversation, but not only, well, I thought he was just doing it for me.
Yeah.
He's doing it with all of his tables.
Yeah.
So I'll call. You don't need a reservation, but you can request one, right? And I'll call and go, I want Chuck, and
Right.
they'll say, well, I don't know
Right.
if he's working today, and I'll go, yeah, his off days are Tuesdays and
Exactly.
Thursdays. He's there.
Or you're gonna call Chuck and say, "Listen, I got to be there on a Tuesday night with a very very fancy group. Anyway, you can get on because I've done that before. In
Yeah.
fact, one we had a favorite server at our restaurant, our favorite restaurant, Mister and I, and she that restaurant that location moved, and so they closed, and so she moved just to a completely different restaurant. And to surprise him for his birthday, we went to that new restaurant because I had exchanged phone numbers with this young lady. And she, so I said to Mike when he walked in, I was like, oh my gosh, the server is awful. Like she just is not very attentive. I don't know how great it's going to be, but anyway, well, I hope your birthday dinner will be fine. And then she came up and Mike was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're here. And so,
Yeah.
it's just connecting with people.
That's
Just
right.
take an extra 20 seconds to connect with people.
That's it. We all have the power to do it. The question is, will we?
Yeah.
All right, Mike, 30 more seconds. Dr. Raj, you're allowed to play too. We're at NCAA basketball tournament time, the big dance. Dr. Roz, do you have a team that you are pulling for,
Yes, I
cheering for?
do. Yes, I do, because they haven't been there in 10 years. And I'm telling you, the Georgia Bulldogs are going to go all the way.
You're telling me the Georgia Bulldogs, coached by the guy, he came from Florida to Georgia, right? Your coach, right? You're saying the Georgia Bulldogs.
Listen, let me tell you something. If you want me to talk sports, let's talk about Georgia football. I can tell you coaches, I can tell you recruiting, I can tell you all kinds of stuff. I don't know our coach's name. I just know we got
Mike White. Mike White.
Thank you. Thank you. We got all excited that they made it because they haven't been there in 10 years.
And they're back and they're going. All right. So we'll follow the Georgia Bulldogs. Mike, what about you?
I'm really not a big basketball fan, so I'm going to go with the favorite local team, the Maryland Terps.
And from someone who doesn't follow, you actually picked the local team that's in the tournament. Yes, Mike.
Aren't they like number 11?
I don't follow it that much either until now, right? Mount St. Mary's is in also, out of Emmitsburg, Maryland.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Hold
Honey,
on, let's
64 teams. I do believe the UGA Bulldogs are probably number 64.
Oh no. Where I went to school, Robert Morris was way lower than Georgia.
Okay.
Robert Morris has to play against Alabama on tomorrow or whatever.
I think we play again. Is it Gonzaga? I think that's our opening game. I mean, I don't think we're gonna make it to the final, but that's who I'm rooting for.
Well, let's find out.
I have no bracket though.
I did play, and they are playing Gonzaga. Yes, they are playing Gonzaga. I'll be pulling for the Bulldogs.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I'll
Thank
pull
you.
for the Bulldogs.
People ask me if I did my colors red and black for debt-free degree because of the Georgia Bulldogs. And it's actually, do you want to graduate in the red or do you want to graduate in the black? It just so happens that I love the dogs and it works out well, as you can see. So, yeah.
Right on. Right on. Hey, after the show in the green room, I'll tell you about my experience in Athens, Georgia. I'll tell you about that experience after we end the show back in the green room.
I will share with you this wall that I'm looking at is my UGA wall. So I'll pan it around so y'all can see it.
Right on. Dr. Roz, it's great meeting you. Great having you here on NRG this week. Thanks for being our guest.
Delighted to be with each of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Leon, I hope I see you on Friday. And Mike, I'll see you in just a few minutes. And then I think tomorrow Friday. So
all right.
Yep.
And folks, don't forget the NRG Extravaganzas this Friday at 1:00 Eastern. You can get more information. In fact, I'm giving you the information. Just show up and put at 1:00 and put in this Zoom code, right? And if you want to know more about it, contact Mike 443-756 9656, or email me also. I'll give you all the deets on the NRG Extravaganza. There's my email right there, Leon at theleonthomasgroup.com. Everybody, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching
Take
NRG
care.
this week.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everybody.